What a victory that was, beating Australia by 295 runs. I think we have won there before, but I think we actually this feels different. We literally, manhandled Australia in their own backyard. To give some context, Aussies played 4 tests at this Optus Stadium, and they won all four. But even none of the other teams actually they didn't even put Australia under pressure even for 1 hour in all of those 4 test matches. So that actually gives you the magnitude of this victory and how much India actually dominated, and Aussies didn't have any answers. I think they were down and out. Like many, I think after we decided to bat first, and once we folded for 150, I think I was also not hopeful. I thought, okay, in this series also we'll probably start most of the away series in Indian teams. Even in the series they have done well, they usually lose that first match. So I thought, okay, maybe that template is going to be repeated. I told one of my friends, okay, I think this test match will be done by 4th day lunch or tea. Okay, well, it did, but I think India ended up winning it. Game changed in the first innings, especially when Bumrah bowled that spell. I think that he single-handedly brought India back. I felt it was. I think we have seen Bumrah spells before, but I think this felt different. Considering there were like 2 debutants in the team, very inexperienced bowling attack compared to Aussies, who had 3 season fast bowlers and a world-class spinner. Then and then I think able support from the Siraj and Arshit Rana. That meant we got that 46 lead, and that I felt psychologically put us ahead. And the Jaiswal, I think Jaiswal and Rahul, they made it count. Jaiswal, especially in his second outing, you could see the adjustments he made. Not in terms of like changing his stance or guard, but just I think whenever he drove, he got close to the ball, and also he played very late. I think which he couldn't do in the first innings. And special mention to Rahul as well. I think that's some of the best defense that we used to see KL Rahul, especially I think when he got that century in South Africa at Centurion. That was like one of the most difficult tracks, and he was very good. I felt Rahul was, he was obviously, he wanted everyone to know, how good a player he is still. And I think, he showed that one more time. I think some of the leaves that he had, especially against Hazelwood and Stark, I think I felt he was defending well, and even in the first innings, right, he was unlucky to be given out because there was not enough evidence. And in test matches, you have to consolidate your advantage. So I think 172 for no loss at the end of day 2 means, barring some collapse by India, I think we knew either India is going to win or it will end up as a draw. So that's like the first step in winning any test match, that you make only the draw based option for the opponent. And as if to make things worse for Australia, I think even Kohli got his century in the first test match itself. That actually, not that he was not confident, but I think this only makes him more confident. And also, especially when Kohli gets runs in Australia, entire dressing room, it lifts the especially entire batting unit's confidence, and that's more bad news for Australia. And in the second innings, I felt especially today morning, Siraj was exceptional. We could see that Smith made some adjustment by not shuffling, because I think he shuffled and he got out in Bumrah LBW in the first inning. So I think he was taking middle stump guard and he was not shuffling. He, to some extent, I think he played Bumrah well today in the 60 balls that he faced overall. But I think that meant I think that ball by Siraj, I think it was a beauty. But when you're not in top form, or when you're nearing your career, I think when you make one adjustment, that tend to create problems in some other form. I think that's what happened, because if he had shuffled like he usually does, Steven Smith, I think he would have did battered that Siraj ball. And the Australia, I think, yeah, it's to make matters worse for them. For the second test, Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill, they'll come back, and that means India's top order will be bolstered even more. And if you see, you just compare, especially McSweeney and Labuschagne, right? I think, yeah, they were currently they look hopeless, especially more so Labuschagne. McSweeney, it's understandable that he's facing Bumrah, and it's his first test match, so I think he'll get one more match to prove himself. But I think, yeah, Labuschagne form, and especially I think the way he wants to literally leave every ball, even when the ball is hitting stumps. That means, yeah, he's not sure of he's not sure where his off stump is. So, and the personally, I feel Bumrah is in Australia's batsmen's minds. Maybe if we take out Travis Head, I think, yeah, everyone else is struggling a lot. Travis Head has one advantage in the sense, he just attacks. So I think even if he spends 30-35 minutes at the crease, that means he ends up getting at least 30-40 runs at the minimum. So I think, yeah, that's one thing that's going for Travis Head. And I think last 2-3 years, if you see, I think he's one player who actually every time India wanted to win something, he actually made sure that's not possible. But apart from that, the India's bowling unit, it looks fresh. The fact that it helped, they only bowled 50 overs, and their batters, they batted for 125 130 odd overs. That means, yeah, they got well rested. That's you could see the pitch changed color after day one, which is like expected, because it's supposed to get easier to bat on day 2 and day 3, and then I think starts. You could see the cracks coming usually in Perth from day 4, and day 5 is usually very, very tough. So that means we batted in the best possible days. Australia's collapse, did help. All in all, I see, I think at the start of the series, we need to win 4-0 to have any chance of making WTC. But I think psychologically, I think Aussies look beaten. I know that we shouldn't look too far ahead. It's just the one test match in a 5-test match series. But the signs are good for India, and they are getting their 2 first team players back. And usually Sydney is our favorite hunting ground. Even the next test match Adelaide, where it will be a day night match. Australia has never lost there, same like they have never lost at Optus. They have played 7 and they have won 7. So yeah, if we win there again, like one for the record books again. And I think, yeah, if we get that second match, most likely, with the way Aussies batsmen are struggling, and they're not able to counter Jasprit Bumrah, I don't think they will find an answer, because it's not an easy question to solve just with Bumrah. You can ask like most batsmen in the world, you will get the same response. So yeah, it's looking good. I think, yeah, we'll do that 4-0. One of them will end up as a draw, most especially either at Melbourne or Sydney. I think, yeah, those grounds usually, Sydney usually we have more draws. So yeah, let's see where we'll be. And hope you like the video. Please click that like button, share and subscribe, guys. See you in my next video. Thank you.